right? This is Psalms 137 and 7. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. All right. And this is some history on, Esau, the so-called white man. Okay. Bringing down or helping bringing down the holy city, man. All right. Okay. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. And that lines up with Isaiah, the 47th chapter. Okay. All right. Now it says, who art to be destroyed. Okay. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. All right. So the Lord is going to be happy. Okay. All right. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Okay. Because that's what you have done to us. All right. And that's why the Lord say he is the God of vengeance. All right. He is the avenger. Okay. So let's go into Isaiah 14. All right. Slocky. And I'm going to start at 12. Okay. Because this, pretty much shows you that the key point is in verse 17. Okay. Because this devil won't let us go. All right. And again, the Lord, pretty much is going to disregard all authority. You really don't have any more authority. The Lord is just allowing you Edomites to play out your last scenes in his movie that he's orchestrated. Okay. And that's how we look at this thing. Okay. Because, hey, that's the truth. The Lord has orchestrated this whole thing. Isaiah 14:12, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, the son of the morning. All right. And pretty much Lucifer just meaning light bearer. Okay. The ones that bear the light. Okay. And that's your self-proclaimed Illuminati. Okay. All right. They call themselves Masons or Grand Masons, whatever you want to call yourselves. We know at the highest level, they don't show their faces. Okay. But they're the chief house of Esau. All right. Okay. And they're the ones that's calling themselves the Illuminati. All right. Which is synonymous with Lucifer. Okay. Which only means light bearer. All right. It has nothing to do with Satan. Okay. It's about having the knowledge, wisdom, and the understanding of the world, the treasures of the world, all the secrets, of the world, so-called secret knowledge of the world, so on and so forth. All right. But it's saying, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. All right. Okay. How is thou cut down to the ground? Why? Because ultimately the Lord has done it. All right. I read Isaiah 47. I was going into, them being cast down. But the Lord is the one that says, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay. And we read Psalms 137 and 137 where it says that Edom is the daughter of Babylon. Okay. It refers to you as the daughter of Babylon. Okay. So it says, all right, and this is who it is. This is who this precept is applying to. All right. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. You see? So you want all control. All right. You want all control. Okay. And it says, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. All right. And that's Israel. Okay. In the sides of the north. Okay. Because you want to be the self-proclaimed sons of God. And you're not. Okay. You're not the sons of the power. Okay. You're not Yasharallah. And you don't even proclaim that title. Okay. You just want everybody to believe your validity. All right. Which is disannulled because you don't have any forgiveness and your blessing was taken away. Okay. And that's what you're trying to do. Recapture that blessing and take that blessing back. But you can't. You forfeit it. All right. You forfeit it. And now you have us in captivity and you won't let us go. But the Lord is going to redeem us without your authority. All right. Without redeem us without any money. Okay. All right. And so it says, all right, and that's going to lead to him totally disregarding everyone and everything, and he's just going to take over. All right. It says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also in the upon the mountain of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. That's why you have your satellites. All right. You have your whole surveillance, you know, ops set up all over the world so you can watch everyone and everything. Okay. Also, you got your mind control measures that you set up. All right. Your fear mongering measures that you set up through your media. Okay. All these things is so that you can be like God. All right. But it says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, meaning the grave. Okay. To the sides of the pit. And you no longer going to be a nation. Okay. Because that's what also death and hell represents. All right. You're going to fall away as a nation forever. All right. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? And I believe when it says and consider thee, the word there is to study. All right. So we're gonna narrowly look upon you and consider and study, saying within ourselves, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? All right. Now it said man. All right. A lot of you Christians, you look over certain words. All right. You look over certain precepts because ignorance is bliss, right? All right. Because you don't like to face the truth. Now it said a man that made the earth to tremble. And this is the same person that is speaking about old Lucifer. Okay. It wasn't a principality that brought the earth to tremble. All right. It wasn't a demon. It was a man. And that man was who? Esau Edom, through his military industrial complex. Okay. These things are becoming more clear. All right. Who the culprit, the main culprit, the main wicked of the earth is. All right. The one and true haters of God. All right. Which are the sons of wicked. All right. AKA Edom. All right. The descendants of Esau. Okay. Verse 17. And here's the key point. That made the world as a wilderness. All right. You did that through your military industrial complex. And destroyed the cities thereof. All right. That opened not the house of his prisoners. So not only are you holding our inheritance, our land hostage, you're holding us hostage. All right. Salakia. All right. So Salakia. All right. So not only is he holding our inheritance hostage, but he's holding us hostage, and he won't let us go. All right. It says that open not the house of his prisoners. Okay. As you can see, they're not letting us go. They don't have a thought towards letting us go. Okay. And in fact, like I used this term once before, we're like that goose that lays those golden eggs. And as long as they can have us docile and under their rule, serving them, the more they can exploit us. Well, the Lord is not allowing you to do that, because he says, awake, awake. All right. O daughter of Zion. Okay. All right. You Israelites. Okay. He's telling us to wake up. So you cannot, as they say, pull a wool over our eyes. All right. It won't happen, because the Lord is going to save his elect. All right. And he's going to totally disregard who you are. All right. Because you're nothing in the eyes of the Lord. Okay. So Salaki, it says, so I'll read it again. It says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All right. And that's pretty much the point. This devil don't want to open up his house of the prisoners. All right. Because we're that much of a threat. If we go back to serving our Lord, it's a done deal for everybody else. Okay. It's still a done deal, because everybody's trying to hide the notion that the Israelites exist. They have gone beyond, they have gone beyond, now it's adding insult to injury. All right. They're saying, hey, your people don't exist no more. You don't have a God. Don't believe in him. All right. And here he is with open arms. All right. Trying to deliver this message, and these nations are trying to hinder it. Okay. So Jeremiah 22, really quick. I think it's 22. Let me see if I got it written down here. No. Actually, I don't. Okay. I think it might be Jeremiah. Bear with me really quick. All right. Scriptures say we are snared in prison houses. So, yes, Isaiah 42 and 22. Okay. And it reads, it says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. All right. And where's the biggest prison house on planet Earth? Here in America. All right. They call it a prison industrial complex. Okay. All right. With a slew of the multi-million, billion-dollar corporations continue to make slave labor and make millions on slave labor. All right. Through most of it is a wrongful eviction. All right. And basically it's just the snare of America. We just got caught up in this snare which they created. All right. Because really they don't want us to be spiritual. Okay. I think it's John Barry said that himself in 1832, the House of Delegates. All right. Right after Nat Turner had his revolt, and they were debating the abolition of slavery. All right. And one of the topics came up, if we ever were to release these people, they would probably do the same thing in revenge. All right. As Nat Turner. Why did Nat Turner revolt? Because he had the spiritual understanding. The spiritual understanding. Okay. All right. On who his enemies were and what they were doing to him. All right. And what they were doing to his people. Okay. And now, hey, you tried, to stop the light into entering and into us. But what has the Lord done? That light still rose upon us. And that's why you're afraid. And that's why you clipping videos. You're striking pages. All right. Because you're losing, and you're losing at an all-time high. You need your witchcraft to save face, which that's not going to save you anymore, because the Lord is going to put an end to it. All right. So Isaiah 42 and 22, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey. All right. That's why you're getting shot down in the streets like you are. They are for a prey. All right. And none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. All right. Now they trying to say prison reform and all of this other stuff. None of that's going to work. All right. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. And the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is in the business of imprisoning even the most innocent so-called Black, Latino, and Native American men. All right. And sometimes women. All right. And children, but mainly the men. Okay. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? All right. Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord Yahweh? He against whom we have sinned. All right. And that's why we're in the predicament that we're in. All right. For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. Okay. And that's one of the main reasons why we're in slavery. All right. But you see, scriptures say what? I shall no more carry thee away into captivity. All right. The scriptures say that. Okay. Lamentations 4 and 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. And that's what's happening. You was drunken, all right. You were uncontrollable in your ways, all right, having no control, wanton, doing all the evil that you can possibly do, all right. And now the Lord has made you naked, or you made yourself naked, okay. That track record, that history that you tried to hide, that you didn't want nobody to see, is being seen by everybody. All right. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished. See, that's why we went into slavery. And they have abolished slavery, but what did they do after? Jim Crow, slave leasing, all right? Black codes, redlining, the war on drugs, all right? You name it. The hip hop industry, entertainment, okay? Reality TV, you name it. Welfare, and that's a big one, okay? The welfare system, child support system, Planned Parenthood, the list goes on. Okay, that's the nakedness of the so-called white man. That's his shame on his merit and who he is. Okay, and the scripture says, shame shall cover thee. Okay, but this is 22. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished. All right, so our punishment was accomplished. All right, O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. All right, so the Lord is discovering our enemy's sins now. All right, and he's going to forgive ours, the elect. All right, because 2/3 of the nation of Israel is going to perish. Okay, let's see. Zephaniah 1, I think it's 15. Nope, it's Zechariah. So Salaki, bear with me for a second, and I'm gonna close out on this one. So Zechariah 1, all right, and 15. It says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and that's what you Israelites, he was a little displeased at us, all right, and they helped for the affliction, all right. All those things that I've mentioned, slave leasing, black codes, Jim Crow, all these different things that they had in place to undermine us and exploit us. All right, the Lord is displeased at. Okay, this is what it means, and they helped for the affliction. So they added to our affliction. All right, they helped progress it. Okay, and the Lord is mad for that. Okay, and so the Lord is going to redeem us, by destroying our enemies. Okay. Let's see if I can find something. All right, I think it's Psalm 80 something. There we go. Psalms 83 and 2. It says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult." I mean, that's like a riotous uprising. All right, and that's how the nations are against us. Okay, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs, of Moab, the so-called Chinese, and the Hagarenes, the Hamites, Gebal and Ammon, which we call the Japanese, and Amalek, which is the chief house of Esau, all right, which is, they call themselves Zionists, okay, the Philistines, and with the inhabitants of Tyre, that more Hamites, okay, so these people all come together, what, to persecute the Israelites, to take our name out of remembrance, so that we will no more know who we are, no more serve our power, and so they can continuously have us in possession, all right, and continue to try to hide us from our power, man. All right, so Salaki, verse 12, 83 and 12, it says, "Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession? Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind. Okay, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame. And that's what's going to happen, and perish. Okay, because you're going to serve 1,000 years in slavery. All the nations. All right. But Esau, you're going to get it more rigorously. Okay, because of your hatred. All right. That man may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right. And so there's no way you can run. There's no way you can escape, because the Lord is requiring that which is past. He's requiring all those evil works. Okay. All right. And with that, I'm going to cut it. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. A double honors to the apostles and elders. A great millstone salutations to you, Akim, that's out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.